The Meadow family goes to the park. The morning sun cast playful dappled light through the leaves as the Meadow family arrived at the park. The air buzzed with the chirping of birds, the laughter of children, and the rhythmic thwack of a baseball bat in the distance. "Ready for a day of fun, everyone?" Mr. Meadow boomed, his voice filled with excitement, a picnic basket swinging playfully in his hand. Lily, ever the adventurer, skipped ahead, her backpack overflowing with her collection of frisbees and balls. "Can we play catch first, Dad?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. Oliver, his trusty magnifying glass clutched in his hand, trailed behind, his eyes scanning the ground for interesting bugs and pebbles. "Maybe we can go explore the nature trail later?" he suggested, his voice laced with curiosity. Amelia, the youngest at 5, held tightly to her mother's hand, her gaze drawn to the shimmering surface of the lake in the distance. "Are there any ducks, Mommy?" she asked, her voice a soft murmur. Mrs. Meadow smiled and knelt down to her level. "Of course, sweetie. Let's find them after lunch and see if they'd like a snack." The morning unfolded in a whirlwind of activity. Lily and Oliver, their laughter echoing through the park, chased each other around the playground, their energy boundless. Mr. Meadow, a playful glint in his eyes, joined in their game, his youthful spirit shining through. Amelia, initially hesitant, found her confidence as she ventured down the slide, her shrieks of delight joining the symphony of park sounds. Mrs. Meadow, capturing their joyful moments with her camera, watched with a heart brimming with love. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, casting warm beams upon the park, they gathered under the shade of a large oak tree, spreading out their picnic blanket. The aroma of homemade sandwiches, fresh fruit, and Mrs. Meadow's famous cookies filled the air. They devoured their lunch, sharing stories and jokes, their conversation a comforting rhythm against the backdrop of the park's ambience. Lily regaled them with a detailed account of her climbing adventures, while Oliver proudly presented a collection of fascinating pebbles he had discovered. Amelia, her shyness melting away, shyly recounted her exhilarating slide experience. After lunch, they fulfilled Amelia's wish. They strolled towards the lake, the gentle rustle of leaves beneath their feet creating a calming melody. As they approached the water's edge, a group of ducks glided serenely towards them, their feathers shimmering in the sunlight. Mr. Meadow, rummaging through his backpack, pulled out a bag of stale breadcrumbs. "Here you go, Amelia," he said, handing it to her. "Let's see if the ducks want a snack." Amelia, her face lighting up with excitement, cautiously approached the ducks, scattering the crumbs at their feet. The ducks, lured by the delicious offering, paddled closer, their playful quacks filling the air. Amelia giggled with delight, her fear replaced by awe and wonder. As the afternoon sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the park, they reluctantly gathered their belongings. They walked towards their car, hand in hand, their faces glowing with the warmth of the day's adventures. The park, once vibrant with energy, now held the quiet stillness of twilight. But for the Meadow family, it held so much more. It held the echoes of laughter, the warmth of shared moments, and the memory of a day spent basking in the joy of being together. As they drove home, the golden hues of the sunset painting the sky in a soft farewell, they couldn't help but reminisce about the day's events. It wasn't just the playground or the picnic that made the day special, it was the shared laughter, the heartfelt stories, and the simple act of feeding a group of ducks, a gesture that had brought them closer to nature and each other. That night, as they drifted off to sleep, the gentle rustling of leaves whispered in the wind, carrying with it the memory of a fun-filled day at the park, and the heartwarming feeling of a family united by love and laughter.